how are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Let's actually continue on that line of questioning. I'd like to give you an opportunity to kind of answer anything that you would like, but I want to thank you for what you have done to actually close our border. When we're looking across our nation, we know that fentanyl is a leading cause of death between the ages of 18 and 45. This administration under President Trump and your leadership has said, hey, we are going to shut down the border. We're going to put the safety and security of Americans first. You have made significant strides to go after gang members, cartel members here in our interior. You have worked diligently to remove impediments to being able to prosecute those individuals. We had them in front of judiciary yesterday, a group of experts in law enforcement across the board telling us that we have thousands of cartel and gang members here in our interior. So thank you for your commitment to eliminating that threat. Talk to me about what is in this budget that will allow you to continue the work that you're doing and remove these cartel and gang members from our cities, our streets, and our communities.
Thank you, Senator. This budget requests $10 billion to bolster drug enforcement efforts and $3.2 billion for programs to combat transnational organized crime against America. And transnational crime, that's these gangs that have infiltrated, through Biden's open border policies, have infiltrated our country. Sinaloa, they want to talk about Mexico, MS-13, TDA, Venezuela. They opened their prisons in Venezuela and let these people come to our country no longer. They are so well organized. They have formed huge organizations within our country, and our DEA, our ATF, our FBI, working hand in hand, are doing everything, and with state and local authorities, are doing everything we can to stop that throughout our country. And that's why I would ask everyone to support the big, beautiful bill, because that helps our budget as well for national security.
Absolutely. And General Bondi, I want to thank you and your team. I know that ATF has seized more than 2,000 firearms going to Mexico. So despite the conversation we just heard, you have placed a seriousness on securing our border both ways and making sure that American citizens are safe. So thank you for the work that you are doing and all law enforcement officers that report to you.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit more about the Asylum program. We have seen that be abused massively. We unfortunately, people who actually need it are caught up in backlogs. Under this previous administration, numbers skyrocketed. I know that you and the people who work with you have prioritized this to make sure that we get the fraud out of the system. We saw President Biden actually, eliminate that program. Thank you for placing emphasis on it. When there is someone who needs to claim asylum, we want them to have the opportunity to do that. But the fraud is preventing us from actually hearing these cases. So talk to me about what you're doing there and what we can do to make sure that we remove that backlog and any duplicity that we see in the system.
Yeah, thank you for that question, Senator. As of May 2025, there were 3.8 million pending cases. And that was a decrease of more than 235,000 cases over a 4-month period. My budget requests $844 million for EOR, for immigration, to support the enforcement of the federal immigration laws. This supports 734 immigration judges.
Excellent.
We got rid of the bad ones who are lazy and not doing anything, and we have ones in there now who are moving cases. Wonderful. And we will continue to do that. But more importantly, the big, beautiful bill adds $1.25 billion for immigration. And that's so important because we have to eliminate that backlog.
Absolutely.
And our lawyers, everyone's working tirelessly to do that. And as far as the anti-fraud program, Asylum, we're doing everything to revitalize that as well.
Thank you so much. In my remaining few moments, I want to just tell you I was heartened to see your memo that created the Joint Task Force October 7th. Thank you for your commitment to getting justice for those victims, for addressing the threat that is posed by Hamas, and for combating anti-Semitism. We have seen a rise in that in the last 2 years here on our soil, and particularly in college campuses. And so when we're making sure that anti-Semitism, terrorism, and civil rights violations are adjudicated and given the proper weight, of the Department of Justice. I could not be more grateful. Can you talk to us a little bit about the work that that task force has done, what you're seeing, and any priorities that you are pursuing to ensure that we eliminate anti-Semitism here in the United States?
Yes, thank you, Senator. It's staffed with dedicated prosecutors, agents, analysts, and linguists. And we are working hand in hand to support all of the efforts. You know, if you're a Jewish college student now, you should be able to freely wear your star around your necklace and around your neck on a necklace and walk into college campuses.
Absolutely.
I had a young man tell me he had to take it off at a university because he was scared to death. And I was glad he took it off for his safety. You shouldn't have to do that. You should be proud of your religion, and you should be safe to practice your religion in this country. And we will continue to do everything through the October 7th task force to protect everyone in this country.
Well, thank you so much, General Bondi, for your commitment to law and order, and appreciate all you're doing to keep Americans safe.
Thank you, Senator.